Hello, I'm Lowell Martin, and this is MCC Today. Get ready. On today's show, we have Dr. Kelly Gonzales, Regina Davis, and James Runnels. It's going to be very interesting. Stay tuned.
Find your wings. It's more than just a hashtag.
It's the power of knowledge in our state-of-the-art classrooms.
It's skills training for a competitive job market.
It's the best nursing program in the state.
It's home runs, buzzer beaters, and the thrill of victory.
And MCC walks it off.
It's not just a hashtag. How do I know? Because I found my wings.
The path to your future is only a click away. Find your wings at MCC.
And we are here, and we have Mr. James Runnels, and welcome to MCC.
Thank you.
Now, you were just telling me you have been working here for exactly how long now?
3 weeks, 4 days, or 2 weeks, 4 days actually.
Okay, and is everything going well?
So far. Just learning the ropes of the help desk so far and the IT department in general.
Okay, now you are our help desk specialist. Okay, so what do you do?
Well, I answer phone calls that are about access issues like getting into their accounts. I route tickets to our other members of our team from the different faculty members that send in support tickets through Freshdesk. And basically I am the face of the IT department that you will see if you go into Smith 119.
But you have to walk really close to you because there are big screens.
Yes, that's the way I like it.
In front of you, because the first time I walked in there, you could see the top of your head, but that's it. Now, you are the as you said, you are the face of, and you are the front person if a student is having trouble accessing their EagleNet, which is important.
Yes,
here.
especially in this time of year when everyone's doing their final exams and getting ready for the end of the year.
If you can't get into, if you're something suddenly wrong with your username or your password or whatever, it's important.
Really, especially now that Thanksgiving's coming up and our department won't really be there.
Sure.
So students trying to get everything done before that happens.
Find out now. Now, what, if you don't mind me asking, when you first came and you applied for the job, and I'm sure they explained what, because I've been in these job interviews where they explain the job and what kind of stuff. What has surprised you about the job once you got into it, if you don't mind me asking?
Honestly, the only thing that's really surprised me a lot is just how open the rest of the IT team is with their help desk.
They're a great group of people.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah.
Everyone in that department is awesome. Just teaching me the parts of the job they do and helping me learn the ropes of MCC.
Now, I'm getting used to the ticketing system. Let me just say, because we have never used a ticketing system before. If we had a problem as an instructor or in the Success Center, which I run the Success Center here, and we would just call IT and say, hey, I've got a problem, or I'd email them. And now you have to, you go through, which is fine. It is just a new procedure, and I understand the logic behind it. But my goodness, it's just difficult to get in the habit of doing a ticket.
It's a process. Every time anyone adopts a new technology, there's always going to be a period an adjustment period. Freshdesk is just great because it helps us outline what our work is for the day, and it helps us make sure everyone's getting the right information and make sure that no one is getting left behind in the cracks. That's the main point of Freshdesk. So you don't have a dozen calls and one of them might get forgotten, and then that problem spirals out. That's the main, that's our That's our goal, is to get everyone to go through Fresh Desk.
Yes, and as I said, the way it was explained to me is that shows where issues are possibly that might need to be addressed
Right.
over the entire college, which I think that's a wonderful way to look at it. And as I said, it just takes a while when you're used to free range. But it's fine. And as I said, every time I've done it, they've come in very quickly, addressed any situation. Now, you were just telling me that you actually came to Meridian Community College and took some dual enrollment classes. Now, what made you do that, if you don't mind me asking? We were talking before, I was talking to Aisha, who runs that program, and we were talking about overachievers, and there's nothing wrong with being an overachiever. I was, and I didn't have access to that when it still grates me. But why did you decide to do that?
Well, at the advice of my English teacher in 12th grade, she advised that, well, if you can go ahead and get your core English classes out of the way, you can spend those 2 semesters learning other skills at whatever college you go to, even if it is just more MCC classes. And at her advice, I decided to take the English classes. I took them at Northeast through her. That's...
So you took some core classes, and then you were saying before you went directly to state.
Right.
You got a good offer from them. What did you graduate with, if you don't mind me asking?
Like
what
my graduating
your degree, yeah.
Like from
Yes,
college?
yes.
Oh, okay. I graduated with a degree from the College of Business over at State. My degree is one in Business Information Systems.
Okay.
I think it's actually a business administration degree, but in Business Information Systems, what they taught us how to do is how to integrate technology in with the workflow of an organization, whether it be large business or a college or anything else.
Have you found that even in the time since you've graduated to coming here that the technological needs or technology has changed in colleges? I know it's changed here, but have you found that it's changed a good bit, or is it the same?
Well, my last semester of college, I graduated into the COVID-19 pandemic in full force.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
So,
You're a COVID graduate.
What college is transitioning to online learning. It was the rocky stages of that, but I saw how well our departments handled it at State. I'm sure MCC handled it very well too. I actually know they did from what I was hearing from other people. And I think the last year and a half has just kind of emphasized the importance of technology in education once more. Like, as years go on, you see how useful it is to have your technology integrated with the organization.
And it really forced a lot of us instructors to step up to the plate, because I knew a lot of my fellow instructors, loved them all dearly, but they had been lagging in a few things, and COVID did not allow that.
Yeah,
you had to know what you were doing.
It's a feet to the fire kind of moment. You
have
have to get on, or well.
Now, do you recommend the dual enrollment too?
I do recommend dual enrollment. I think it's a great way to get your first classes in order, even if you are going into just more MCC classes, like I said. It's a great way to dip your toes into college life before you even leave for college, to see if it's for you, which I recommend wholeheartedly.
Well, and college isn't for everyone. There are some people, and I know there are a lot of people who are, when they graduate from high school, they're not ready for college. They're just not ready. Right. And sometimes it takes a little getting out there, and then deciding to come back saying, oh, maybe I do need to do this. Right. Some people are ready directly. Right. You were ready directly. That's wonderful. Now, be honest with me. Do you plan to take over the college at some point?
Oh yes, definitely.
That
was my initial plan when I submitted my application.
There you go. There you go. You heard it here first. And I want you to come back on the show, and maybe we'll gossip about supervisors or something. You want to? No, I'm joking with you. But thank you for being on the show today. I
Thank
really
you
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
We'll be right back.
Meridian Community College. For more than 75 years, we've helped students soar. Establishing the first tuition guarantee program in Mississippi, we put our students first while creating pathways into the workforce and offering a seamless transition to a 4-year degree. Now is the time to find your purpose and register today, because those who move forward never get left behind. MCC, find your wings.
The path to your future is only a click away. Find your wings at MCC.
And we are back, and we have Miss Regina Davis. How are you doing today?
I am doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm doing well. This show is our IT show. We have rated your department.
Go IT.
Go IT. But we also have gotten many of y'all when you first started here. So,
Yes.
so you haven't been here a while. But it's wonderful. You are our IT project coordinator.
Yes, I am.
So what does that mean?
What does that mean? All of the technology projects that we have going on, I just pretty much oversee those, manage those, make sure that we're on schedule, make sure that everything is efficient, and just provide assistance, just kind of making sure that I'm tying all the projects together and making sure that everybody's on board. We're meeting our timelines. I provide extra assistance if they need assistance, coordinating, just
So, which is very important. I mean, you've got to make sure that if we bring in a new system, it does not negatively affect the old systems that we've got.
Yes.
And we've had a number of changes.
Yes.
Which all positive, I might add, all good things. Are you the party responsible?
I hit the ground running.
I'm
so
telling
yes.
you, because we were just talking before the camera
I
started
did.
rolling that you've been here 4 months
Yes.
and 2 days.
And 2 days.
Congratulations. It's still early on. You're still in the honeymoon phase.
I know.
So it's all, but how has it been so far?
It has been absolutely awesome. Technology, education has always been a passion. I've always loved it. So being able to jump in and just hit the ground running and being a part of all of the new changes and everything that they're doing here at MCC has been amazing. I'm loving it, loving it.
Well, so many of our changes were brought about or were started or spurred because of COVID.
Yes.
And, and this is something that I've said many times, that many of the changes that were forced upon us were not bad changes.
No, they were not.
And many of the things that, that we're keeping.
Right.
We're continuing to do. And you're just making sure that they run smoothly.
Exactly. Making sure they run smoothly, providing that extra assistance.
Okay.
Exactly.
And where do you think education is going? If you were, one of these people who can look into the future, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen in 5 or 10 years with education? Because we have so many things changing.
Yes, we do.
And so many positive changes.
Right. Yeah.
Where do you see it going?
I've been asked that question so many times.
Okay. Well, you're going to give the definitive answer here.
Dealing with IT, I've been asked that question. We've had several leadership conferences where we've had to address that. And, coming from the administrative side of IT, all of our answers have been pretty much the same. Technology, we've been advancing, keeping up with times, and we all think that it's going to be more online learning, more integration of technology. Because the students these days are not like the students when I came up.
No, they are not. No.
So they're tech savvy. They want to use technology. That's what they're interested in. They're not out.
And they want to know why we're not
exactly.
using
They're not
technology
riding bicycles and playing in the yard like we used to. So it takes technology. It takes that engagement for them and to keep their interest. So we see, and I see, technology. We're going to start using it more. More so.
Do you think that eventually there will not be a line between traditional and online classes?
Oh.
Because the line is blurring.
Yes, it is.
It is blurring.
Yes, it is.
Big time.
It is. We have tossed that discussion around to where we're wondering if we're going to still be brick and mortar, or is it going to be all online learning. I don't think it will change that much. I think we'll still have it as an option, but I do think online learning is going to take a precedence. It's going to be
Well,
It's going to be more of what we see.
I find, because I tell students all the time, I'm like, okay, I am a big proponent of online.
Yes.
However, certain subjects, especially if
Exactly.
you are not as as good at that subject as you think you should be, don't take it online.
I don't think, and that's the one
know.
thing that we did learn from COVID. You know, we had to address that differentiated instruction. We had to address that. So I don't think it will be taken away. I think that option still has to be there. Learning styles are different. You know, everybody learn differently. And some people are visual, you know, they need that. And like you say, some subjects you actually need to be in front of an instructor. You need to be in the classroom.
Yes.
So I don't think it will be taken away completely. I'm
And
thinking
so
more of a
if you happen-
hybrid version. You know?
And I think that's where we're going. I think that, like, if you know, I have a number of students, because I run the Success Center where we tutor students, and I have a number of students who are just not strong in math.
Right.
They should not be taking college algebra
Right.
online.
I
mean,
agree.
I'm sorry.
Right.
You shouldn't be doing
Right.
it, because you're having those. The same thing
Exactly.
with English people.
Exactly.
You know, that if they're writing a paper, excuse me, some people are good writers.
Right.
Or some people, you know, they're okay with it. Others, they're going to need that person right there.
Exactly.
Do you think we'll ever get to a point where the technology blurs it so much that we can almost really be there? Does that make any sense?
It does make sense, because when you were talking, I was thinking of our science classes and our science labs.
Or the virtual
where
reality
we used
stuff
to
that's-
dissect the pigs and all of that. So yeah, you know, that just makes you think.
You could not
you
get
know,
the smell of
I know,
formaldehyde
it's
out
nothing
of
like
your-
being in that classroom and dissecting that animal, and then, you know, and they do have virtual options now, but it's not the same experience. And I think about my home ec classes. You know, it's nothing like learning how to make that first batch of biscuits. You know, we did that in our home ec classes. So, yeah, I know I would hate to see that go away with the online learning, because some things you just have to experience. You have to be there.
But I wonder sometimes that, you know, because we do want that, and we do want our children or grandchildren to have those experiences that we
Exactly.
had. But are we doing, I have to ask myself this a lot.
Right.
Am I making my students do this just because I did it?
I know.
Or is this really the best way to do it? Have you ever had to grapple with that?
Yeah, I have.
You know,
Exactly.
because, and I wonder sometimes when we were going from like the horse and buggy to the
Right.
car, and I know that there were many people who were like, I will never drive a car, I will never do this, I will, and you still need to learn how to put a saddle on, and you still
Right.
but at some point,
I think about that with my children, because I have girls. And, you know, I'm always saying, you need to get in the kitchen and learn how to cook. But then we have the Waiter app, and we have, you know, ordering the food online, the delivery, you know, where you can do the, Good Eats, where you can order the meals prepared. And I'm thinking, yeah, you know, I've asked myself, you know, do I really need to make them get in here and learn how to cook? Are they really going to use it? Because, you know, look at how things are changing. Look at how much it's advancing.
I remember my grandmother years ago, she kept telling me, okay, you got to have a garden in case something happens in the world. You got to have a garden. And I kept telling her, I was like, look, if my survival depends on me having a garden, I'm doomed.
I know.
Or me having to hunt for my food, I'm doomed.
I know.
Well, listen, I want to thank you for being on the show today, and I want to have
so
you back because I
welcome.
want to talk about this some more, okay?
You are welcome. Thank you.
We'll be right back.
Not essential. Never let anyone tell you that again. Never doubt your abilities to make a difference. How do I know this about you? Because I'm a teacher. I am the one who will push you harder and farther than you could have ever imagined. Teach you things that you never thought possible. And if you will give me 100%, then I will stand shoulder to shoulder with you, and together we will change your future. MCC, find your wings.
The path to your future is only a click away. Find your wings at MCC.
And we are back, and we have Dr. Kelly Gonzales. How are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It has been a while because I've been trying to get you on the show.
It has.
And she consistently says no.
I do.
But we got you here. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
Now, you are the Associate Vice President for Technology.
That is correct.
Okay, and you're also our Chief Technology Officer.
Well, they're one and the same,
Okay.
actually. It's kind of like /CTO.
Okay, so what does that mean?
Well, it basically means that I oversee all of the technology that we
Okay.
have here. We combined some.
So you're the person.
I am to blame.
You're responsible.
I take all the blame.
Okay.
But anyway, I basically oversee institutional technology, which is comprised of e-learning, or digital teaching and learning now, the administrative computing department, networking, and IT. And also what we have brought into that is telecommunications, but we just don't call it that anymore.
Okay. That's a lot.
It is a lot,
Okay.
but it's
And
fun.
I imagine so, but keeping that coordinated, oh my.
That's why I have Regina now.
Yes, our previous guest.
Yes.
And she is so wonderful with all of that.
She's
but I'm sure she is a
phenomenal.
big asset to you.
Absolutely.
Now, you have been here now at Meridian Community College how long?
For a little over a year.
And what a year this has been.
It has.
You had to hit the ground running.
Absolutely. But I feel everyone has.
Yes.
It's,
Yes.
it's not just us because we have technology, it's all of the users as well. And that's faculty, students, and staff. So.
How do you think, if you don't mind, kind of grade us on how you think we responded to COVID?
Well, I wasn't here in the beginning,
right?
so
but
I'm not
came
sure
in
about
toward
that.
The,
yes.
Yes.
I think
we
personally, you did very, very well, as well as professionally. I mean, I think that everybody just grabbed on the best they could and held on. And now that we're, coming to the end of that, I think that they have a whole different perspective about technology.
Yes, yes, and I've noted, because there have been a number of changes, and we're in the midst of a number of changes, all good, I might add. But how do you decide on some of the changes that are bringing? I'm not asking for specifics, but what's your process for saying, okay, I think we might need to do this?
Well, I think it's all problem solving, basically. It's just like anything else. You have a problem, so you've got to come up with a solution. And so I think once everybody started using all of the technology, it was like, oh, we need a software platform for this. We need it to do this for us. We need to automate. And so we go out and we look for those particular platforms. We compare them to each other. We let them know how it will work in their system. And then we get quotes and make purchases.
Yes, the fun stuff.
Yes, yes.
Now, what drew you to a job in technology?
Oh gosh, that goes back a long time. And I don't have all day, I know. But actually,
excuse me,
my mother, when I was in, they call it middle school now, it was junior high back then, I would go after school to where she worked. And she had a mainframe. Yes, and for those of you who don't know what a mainframe is, it's just a huge computer.
Yes.
And so I would actually play on that mainframe while she was working. And that's where my interest in technology came from.
And the mainframes back then probably have less capacity than our cell phones today.
By far, yes.
Well, and so that's what started you. That's
Correct.
That's what started the fire.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you never dreamed of doing anything else. It was like, I'm going technology here.
Well, I actually taught. I've got over 18 years of teaching experience, but I taught business and computer technology.
Sure.
So that, it's just all kind of culminated into this position. So all of my history has just led up to this.
Where do you think our relationship with technology and education is going?
Well, I can tell you that it has changed so much just over the past few years.
Yes.
I've seen a gradual progression of technology. And I think due to COVID, we have really had to step up our game.
Yes.
And from here, I think the sky is the limit, basically. We're going to have students, hopefully, that are going to bring their own devices in the near future. And so instructors don't have to worry about having a computer lab for them to go to. They'll just already have it on their person when they come here. I think the hybrid option for teaching is going to become a big part of what we do. You know, we have high flex equipment where students can be remote or they can be face-to-face.
I mean, you can literally be in your car. If you're stuck in traffic trying to get to school, you can be in your car and be in class.
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Just imagining from my childhood to think about if for some reason I went back and tried to explain some of the things I've been thinking about that recently, just going back and explaining about texting.
They think you were crazy.
Why don't you just call?
Right.
Or just say, well, we can do it remotely. Well, why do you want to do that? I mean, but do you think that we're going to blur the lines even more between online and traditional?
Absolutely.
Do you see that coming?
Yes, I do. I think that's where we're headed for sure.
Okay, and do you think also that we will incorporate virtual reality into teaching?
I certainly hope so.
That's going to be interesting.
Yes. Well, I mean, it's already available. And you've got students going home every day and that's what they're playing with.
Right.
So why can't we use it in instruction as well?
Do you think that this, though, because I maintain that our TikToks and our YouTubes and our, that this has helped push so many of our youngsters, and myself included, I'm not a youngster, but to becoming more ADD, ADHD. We cannot keep our attention span it's like this long. It's not,
It has to constantly change for people, and that's why education has had to change so much. We were in an era where we just stood up at a podium and talked and everybody took notes, and now look at us. We've come back and everything has to be engaging and interactive and game-like. Gamification is huge.
Yes.
And that will also lead to the virtual reality.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, I'm so glad that we finally got you on the show. I want to have you on again, and I want to talk about this more. No. I want to have you on before another year's out, because this is such a fascinating topic to me, and I just want to pick your brain some more, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Since 1996, the MCC Foundation Tuition Guarantee Program has provided students an opportunity to find their potential. Thousands of students have benefited from the program. Over $6 million have been invested in the students who learn and live right here in our community. This program is funded by individuals and businesses who believe in our students, our families, and the economic impact of an education at Meridian Community College. Now is your chance to offer support. Give today at meridiancc.edu/give.
The path to your future is only a click away. Find your wings at MCC.
On behalf of executive producer Matt Milner, media consultant Josh Taylor, and student producer Josh Birch, thank you so much for watching. We hope you learned something, and we'll see you next week.